I just cut to the chase. Give you the Reader's Digest version. 50 years in the saddle and 50 years on stage, I am your all-around cowgirl entertainer. Oh, you know, it's been fun, and I'm going to do a little bit of some of my cowboy poetry for you as well. And you know, I'm just kind of following the Lord's lead, so I'm going to do some cowboy poetry for you, okay? And just set this right here for now. Hope you stay right there. Do not fall down. I got to put my stand over there. That's a good place for my stand over there, right? Okay. You know, and I don't really need this right here. Oh! You were looking for comedy, right? Just follow me around for 5 minutes. Don't look at my book. I just want to know. I'm sorry. And for my next trick. Okay, let's just go into some cowboy poetry, okay? I got permission to do this poem tonight by the boss, okay? He said it was okay. Let me just tell you a little bit about it. This is a true story. A gal I know in the Wyoming, central Wyoming area, and her name is Darby, rancher's wife. She's just a doll, and she told me this crazy story one day, and I said, Darby, I've got to write a cowboy poem about that. May I go ahead? And she said, certainly. And I said, well, after it was all done, I said, now you've got to ask your husband if it's okay for me to perform this. And she said, I'll ask him. So he read it, and he said, sure, Susie, you go right ahead. So I went ahead and started performing this poem just recently this spring, because it's brand new. And I just wanted you to know I was in this contest in April in Washington State, and it was kind of a national contest for singers and poets, and I won with this poem. This was the last part of the competition. I won the Cowboy Idol Poet Contest, so there you go. Locked it for me, so praise the Lord. And it's called Darby's Stampede String, and I know most of you here already know what a stampede string is. It's that string that some folks wear on their hat to keep it cinched down in case it's windy outside, right? And mostly dudes wear them, but you know, it is what it is. Not any of you folks in here. And then, of course, you know what a wild rag is. I'm preaching to the choir, you know what a wild rag is, so I don't have to tell you what that's for. But for those of you who don't know it, it's a scarf that the cowboys wear, like Mark's got on tonight. And it's a great tool. You can use it as a bandage or a sling. You can washcloth, or you can put it over your face when it's cold, right? Right? You could. So that's going to come up in the poem. Here we go. Enough talking. Get on with it, Susie. Okay. Gosh, it's windy here today, said Darby to her horse. She scanned the vast Wyoming range while loping right on course to check the neighbors' heifers this early time of year and verify that none were needing help while calving here. Now, Darby rode alone that day. The other hands went south. To fight the wind, she chose to pull her wild rag o'er her mouth. Well, that feels better, Darby sighed. Spurs tapped her gelding brown. His winter coat was fuzzy thick. Her coat was stuffed with down. They ambled toward the meadow, but now the wind was in her face. Well, her 50X resistol threatened then to lose its place. With no one but old Brownie there to hear her, she moaned, Drat! My Stetson has a stampede string. I wore the wrong dang hat. The feisty wind was picking up, and soon her hat was doffed. She circled Brown around and round. The gust held it aloft. It landed in a low spot, in the mud, beside the creek. She stepped off Brown and snagged it. Had to drag it with a stick. She took a moment just to think. She's all alone that day. A resolution came to mind. She figured, what the hey? See, she always rode in 2 brassieres. One regular, one sport. Quick like in a minute, Darby shirked the least support. Then like a white babushka, she wrapped it over her crown. Clasping it beneath her chin, secured it safely down. This is great, Darby sighed and rode to check the herd. No one sees, problem solved. I guess I'm not absurd. When she finished with her duties to the ranch, she rode back in, forgetting that the bra was there, fastened beneath her chin. The fellas all were staring. Stood speechless there in awe. They feared her husband's fists if they'd mention